Hi, this is a guy from
Primitive Urge.
Primitive Urge.
Okay, so you guys have been watching several of my videos that I posted. So those are the showcase. So in this video, I will talk about why did I select the nodes that I want to select. Yeah, and basically explain through it. So the first one is for Ult Nuke. So what I mean is like character like Spadodia, 6, you know, those characters that Lilia that have very strong single target ultimate, and you want to really like boost it up to a very high number, and then you kill the enemy, you one shot them. You can also do it with some characters that have very strong AoE ultimate like Noir, so you can do that as well. So this type of fight, you are expecting like it is a short fight, maybe 4 rounds, 5 rounds, then you one shot the enemy, and then that's it. So in that case, I would go for this node because it has 20% ultimate might, and since we are not needing to regenerate another ultimate, so there is no need to go for these nodes. So just go for this one. Okay, and we want to get as much ultimate might as possible. Okay, and you might want to get +1 Moxie at the start of battle, just to make everything faster. Okay, ultimate might. Then here you want to get this one, because this one gives a lot of ultimate might, +10%. There's no need to go for this one, rippling energy, because it wouldn't last, you know, the fight wouldn't last so long for you to accumulate a lot. Yeah, so you can go for here. Okay, so now it's at 13%, you just need 2 more. Then you can either go for this 2 or you go for this 2, whichever doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, so this is the setup for new builds. Okay, for the next one is for longer runs, right? If you are having a long run, you want to have more ultimate, use it more frequently, or like you set up and then by turn 4, turn 5, you enter the array. The array lasts pretty long, like can last 3 to 4 or 5 rounds, and during then you want to spam as much ultimate as possible, then you go for this node. Okay, during Crimson Dreamscape, ultimate Moxie consumption -1, which will allow you to use more ultimates. And you want this node because this, when an ally casts an ultimate, the ally with lowest Moxie gain Moxie +1. So this will help you to spam more. Okay, don't need to go for here, right? Then this is for defense, so you don't need this as well. Okay, so if you want more utility, like, I mean, if you go for here, you can stop here if you want to, and then you go for damage as well. Okay, if you select this, you don't need to select this one, because it doesn't go together. Because if you select this one, the Primitive Urge will just be 1 turn. Then you cannot make use of ultimate Moxie consumption -1. So don't need to go for this, and you don't need to go for that. So now you are here, what you can do is again go for more damage, ultimate might, right? If you want to have a better start, you want to go for this node as well. Okay, when the array ends, it recovers Energon +1. So at least the gap when you do not have the Myth Manifest active, at least to recharge it is faster. Okay, yeah, so I guess that's the important one. If you want to get Moxie +1, go ahead. Okay, if not, now you have 3 nodes left, so it's like 1, 2. So the 5th one, it can be here or it can be here. Okay, if you want more damage, just go for 6%. If you want to have a faster start, then you go for Moxie +1. Okay, that would be for a longer run. Okay, so this third one is tailored for Liang Yue. Alright, Liang Yue, you want to have Moxie overflow, so she can get more Moxie, and then with that, she can help to, you know, keep up the ultimate rotation. Like, you don't have to wait until the end of 3 rounds. You can recast it at the end of the 2nd round. Then you won't have a gap, you know, when it comes to Liang Yue. Okay? I mean Qiang Liang. You won't have a gap to resummon Qiang Liang. So what you want is this excess Moxie. Where else? This character start Moxie +1. Okay, so you started with 3 Moxie if you're using P0. Now you start with 4. And then if you use 2 of her incantation after her ultimate, then you get overflow, and which is good. Then you want to have this energy gun +1 when the array ends, so you can quickly go back into the array. Why is it important to go back to the array? Because you want to tap into this ultimate Moxie consumption -1. So you just need 4 for Liang Yue to recast her ultimate instead of 5. Alright, so let us go set it up again. This is very similar to the long run setup. It's just a few slight differences. Okay. Okay, 14, 15. So this is for Liang Yue. Okay, this is the 3rd phase. Now, for the 4th one is for control and seal. And for very good control and seal, you want to go for this node. So again, if you're going for this node, you can ignore this node. Okay? There is something with this node regarding this, but let us set up for this node first. So this myth manifest is really good regardless of characters. If you find a fight that is very difficult to handle, the boss hit very hard with their ultimate, and you want to shut them down, use this myth manifest. Okay, it has -1 Moxie, and if you go for this node and you go for this, I believe it's the 1st or 2nd round, you will be able to directly activate it, but it only lasts for 1 round if you go for this node. Then after that, it will deactivate. You get 5 Moxie, it will charge back up, so by the round after that, you can use it again. So you can use this myth manifest every 2 rounds. Activate it, deactivate, activate, deactivate, activate, deactivate. So every 2 rounds, and each time you do that, you minus Moxie, and then you inflict seal at the end of the round. Or you can put it as the start of the next round. Because this round you cast the array, at the end the array ends. In the start of the next round, or I'm not sure exactly when that happened, as in the phase of start of the round, end of the round, you know, those stuff. So at the start of the next round, the myth manifest will then attack. It will attack with this into the abyss. Okay, and this into the abyss will inflict seal. Okay, so this round you reduce enemy Moxie, you cancel the ultimate, and if they get back their ultimate, next round you seal them. Then they can't cast their ultimate. Then when it comes to the round after that again, when they can cast the ultimate, you cancel their Moxie, and then again you seal them. So basically, the enemy will never be able to use their ultimate if you do it right. And that again depends on the resistance. Okay? But, you know, as long as the enemy is not outright immune to it, if they are resistant, usually it's like 1 round you can inflict seal, next round you can't, then the round after that you can. So it's just nice. All of this is like 2 turns gap. So it's just nice. Okay. Yeah, so we want this, and we want to start first. So when entering battle, initial energon +1. Okay. Okay. So now at this juncture again, rather you want to have a faster start, you go for it. Rather you want more damage, then you go for it. Alright, so let's go for damage. Okay, so 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so this is the damage build for Moxie Control and Seal. So regardless of character, is mostly depending on fight rather than depending on characters. So this depending on fight, and mainly if you're fighting a single target enemy, this will be able to shut them down. Now, what happens if you fight with a lot of enemy? So how are you able to shut them down? So to do that, there's a slight change. You need to be able to spam ultimate a lot. And that means you need this note. Okay, when an ally casts an ultimate, Moxie +1. You probably need this as well to start the battle +1 Moxie. Okay, so a slight tweak to this is basically just to add those notes. But for the primitive urge is the same. You want to go for this left hand side. Okay, where was it? Okay, this one. Okay, so this variation is for, Ult Spammer. You want to use a lot of Ult, and then you reduce the enemy Moxie. The reason why you want to use many Ult is because of this. Passionate Embrace. So Passionate Embrace is a one target attack. Every time your character use a damage type ultimate when the array is active, okay, you will trigger Passionate Embrace, and this will minus Moxie on the enemy. So let's say now you have an enemy with 5 Moxie, you trigger the Myth Manifest in -1 Moxie, and then you use a lot of ultimate, and every time you use ultimate in -1 Moxie, -1 Moxie. So even an enemy have 5 Moxie, it can be reduced to 0. If you can spam that many ultimate. And the character that can do that, Recoleta. And later, Hisabeth. Hisabeth is even better than Recoleta to do this. Because each of Hisabeth, his is a ultimate, is an ultimate, and will reduce enemy Moxie. And another variation to that is this one. Okay? Every time you use, during Crimson Dreamscape, each time an ally casts an ultimate, the next Into the Abyss will deal an additional 100% mental damage, and the duration of negative status will +1. So you can do 5 ultimate and it goes 5. So on top of reducing the Moxie, you now will also increase the negative status. Okay? So to do that, is very, you don't have much liberty or freedom to choose other nodes, because it is just nice for you to reach the end of these 2 nodes. Okay, it's just nice. Okay, so here There, just nice. 15. And this would be the negative status extension build. But again, I don't really find there is much negative status that you need to extend to Oblivion. But if there is, then yes, you can go for this setup. One thing that I have to remind you all, if you are doing this Moxie Seal and Control build or path, please know that, you know, after casting into the Abyss, the boss will gain ultimate might and it's stackable. So the more you use this Myth Manifest, if you selected this mode or this path, the first one here, the enemy will become stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So you cannot let them out. Once they out, they probably can kill you. Okay, so if you can ensure that you can do it properly, reduce their Moxie, preventing one attack, then yes, this is a very good Myth Manifest for Control. Okay, so that's all for this video. Just to wrap it up, the first one is Ult Nuke. The second one is Ult Nuke will be like the short run. For longer run, you want to go for the -1 Moxie note. And then we have the special one for Liang Yue. Then we have the general one for Moxie Control and Seal. Okay, then we have one more which is for Moxie Control and Seal, but for multiple targets. So we want to use a lot of ultimate. And then we have this last one here, which is for debuff. Okay, extension of debuff. Alright, so that's it.
Goodbye. And subscribe.
Okay, thank you and have a good day.